que Ritter está enterrado aquí en la propiedad. A cualquier hora de la noche pasábamos al lado de la tumba y no teníamos problemas. Está la tumba ahí, sabemos que los muertos son muertos y hay que tener miedo a los vivos.
Sunday, December 2nd, 1934. Just before Thanksgiving, Captain Hancock's telephone rang late in the night. It was the press. 2 bodies have been found dead beside an overturned boat on the black lava sands of Marchena Island. A few days later, we were on our way south, our ship steering straight for the Galapagos. This time, as the holidays are upon us, several wives joined our crew. At 2 p.m. today, we dropped anchor and climbed ashore on Marchena, that strange dead remnant of an ancient volcano, which stands 60 miles northward of its nearest Galapagos neighbor. Far above the reach of the waves, we could see the wreck of a dinghy and a bamboo pole on which an old gray coat had flown as a distress signal. Slowly, soberly, we climbed the hard-packed sand, and there in front of us, a gruesome sight presented itself. The mummified form of Nugarud, the Norwegian sea captain. A short distance away lay all that was left of Lorenz. He was dressed just as when we last saw him. I would have known him anywhere. Knit sweater, gray vest, overalls cut to shorts and hand-stitched at the knees. As I gazed on Lorenz's body, I could not help but wonder if I was looking into the face of the murderer of the Baroness and Philipson. But if so, what swift retribution to overtake him in the very act of fleeing from his crime. And what seeming injustice to involve Nugarud, an innocent man, in such a horrible death.
Lo que se supone es que el yate, antes de llegar a San Cristóbal, o se acabó la gasolina o falló. Entonces, las corrientes marítimas de Galápagos en esta época suben hacia el norte y la arrastraron y desembarcaron en la Marchena. Los últimos días debió ser espantoso. Murieron de hambre y sed, sobre todo de sed.
Tuesday, December 4th, 1934. At 5 a.m., we reached Floriana, and a signal from Frito showed that our approach had been observed. Captain Hancock hurried up the trail and came back with the startling news that Dr. Ritter is dead. Dora considers it an act of providence that our arrival is so timely. When asked about the Baroness and Philipson, Dora talks of hearing screams and alludes to the occurrence of terrible events, but she is too distraught to give us anything in the way of details. Unsatisfied with Dora's account, we proceeded to the Whitmers so we could hear their version of these happenings. We were startled to find the Baroness's tin roof now residing atop the Whitmers' home. The captain queried Heinz and Margaret, who maintain that the Baroness and Philipson boarded a yacht to Tahiti. I felt as if I were watching Sherlock Holmes at work, but after much relating and many questions, the captain reached no definitive conclusions.
I have decided to leave Floriana with Captain Hancock. I do not know what I will do back in the world again, but go I must. I have packed the few possessions that I treasure, carefully gathering all of Friedrich's writings. I said goodbye to Friedrich's grave, but I did not feel as if I were leaving him there. In some strange way that I cannot find words for, I do not feel that he is truly dead. I have put Frido under the charge of the Whitmers as long as they might stay upon the island. They said they would look after it for me, well and truly. We and the Whitmers were never friends, but we have been something more than merely neighbors. I wish them well on Floriana.
Friday, December 7th, 1934. Today we left Floriana with Dora aboard the Valero. Our first stop was Santa Cruz, where we were met by a German, Kubler, and his little girl, Carmen.
I saw her. I saw her when she came on the Valero. She went ashore with the Hancocks, and she seemed to be sad. She must have been sad, just suddenly having to leave like that.
My last act on the islands was to meet with the governor, who took my deposition and wrote out a death certificate for Friedrich. In doing so, a great calm filled my soul. I returned to the world, determined to publish Friedrich's great philosophical manifesto. It was his dearest wish, and he was one of the world's true geniuses. He must live on through me.
The day after the departure of the Valero, we received a copy of El Universo from a Guayaquil reporter. In it is printed an article written by Dr. Ritter, in which the doctor, in telling about the disappearance of the Baroness, says that we, Margaret and I, know all about it. Now we know that Dr. Ritter was trying all along to direct suspicion towards us. We would like to ask many questions, but as Dr. Ritter is dead, he can give no explanation. His lips are sealed forever.
We have transferred all of the valuable things at Frido to our place, and Frido now looks mournful and neglected. The upkeep of its garden is too much for Heinz, who is depressed by our recent experiences with human cussedness. Indeed, it is hard for me to forgive Dr. Ritter. There are some things you cannot forgive, not at once anyhow. Meanwhile, the others have all gone, and we alone remain on the entire island of Floriana. We do not mind the solitude, for it is the life we have chosen for ourselves. And on the whole, we are well content. When we look out over our land, we become filled with a just pride and can truthfully say we have accomplished something considerable in 2.5 years. Already there are 2 generations of Widmers on this island and a flourishing farm. We have named our house Asilo de la Paz, after a settlement that was here earlier. It seems to be a fitting name, for we have had peace all the time we have been living there.
It's changed very much because the old people, a lot are gone. The Vines are gone, Andre is gone, Carl, my mother, are gone, Gus is gone, Fritz is gone, just about from every household, at least somebody is gone. And now, where the younger people are, the old folks now. I guess Jacqueline and I were the 2 oldest from the old times still.
I don't say that I want to go back to that old time because I'm getting older. You know, it was not really an easy life.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Besides that, we never found what we were dreaming of. It was not complete.
Paradise in this world is duly unreal.
I think the people are too easygoing. They come and visit the islands, they pay their ticket, they come over, they live on a boat, they go to the restaurant, they come and visit me, and they say, oh, beautiful. They leave and they say, you live in a paradise.
I couldn't agree anymore. Unfortunately, it includes myself.
Paradise is not a place, it's a condition. That's my philosophy. And I think that was one of the things that happened on Galapagos. people found out that paradise is not a place.
Look, one thing is very important. Wherever you go, if you go out of the society, wherever you go, you bring yourself. And if you are the problem, you can go wherever you want. You will have problems. Yeah, because you are the problems. And you take these problems with you. Yeah.